And then you're like, I could be reading my book. I could be watching. I left my characters here.
Welcome to the Incoherent Fangirl.
Where we are ready for the end of the month for more than just Halloween.
So ready.
So ready.
I am Karin from 1930s Shanghai.
And I'm Mandy of House Wrath. House Wrath.
I wonder what that could possibly be from. I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. All right. In our timeline, it is October 2nd, but in y'all's, it is October 7th. Those sound very similar. As I was saying it, I was like, I have to enunciate.
Yeah. And they seem so close. I was like, why are they so close together? But it's because we're recording late because somebody spent last week in Disneyland.
I did do that.
With Dr. Toffany. I'm so jealous.
All right. Well, speaking of which, let's get into This Week in Fangirling. I spent so much time at Disneyland. I am so tired.
I am sure you are.
I'm exhausted. I even had normally I will drive up the Saturday after she's out of school, and then we'll come back the following Sunday. So that gives zero time to recuperate.
Right.
But this time around, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be home to record on Sunday because otherwise I will lose my mind trying to edit.
Right.
And so I had planned to come home on Saturday, and then I had that screening Saturday morning. So I was like, okay, we'll come back even another day earlier, which was much needed. I needed I'm still recovering, and it's been 2 full days. So
growing old is such a bitch.
It's the worst.
I'm the same way every time I come back from Disney too. It's like, yeah. I should have taken a day to just recover.
It's like I need to sleep for a week, and then I'll be better. Because I did not get much sleep while we were out and about. So tired, but it was so much fun.
Oh, it's worth it, but it's still not hard.
It was so much
good
fun
to recover from.
Yeah, my daughter. So it was most of the time it was me, Heather, my daughter, Tiffany, Mary, and then Mary's 2 daughters. And our girls are her older and my only. Yeah. They're so cute. I have pictures of them walking and holding hands and just hanging out and being the most precious. And I think it was maybe Wednesday. Thursday was our last Disney day, so I think it was Wednesday where they were like, can we exchange emails and keep I'm like, y'all are children, do you have emails? Yeah. But yes, obviously you can keep in touch, we will make it happen. But it was just so funny. They're like, can we exchange phone numbers and emails?
So do y'all do the little kids? There's a kids Facebook messenger where the parents have access. The parents can see everything.
I have it for my daughter. I don't know if Mary has it for hers, but I'll definitely be checking in with her because they were so cute. At one point, they conned Tiffany into buying them friendship necklaces. Oh, it was very cute. It was a whole moment, but it was very cute.
I am gonna have to narc out your kid though, because I'm gonna have to tell her other handhold partner, Uncle Josh, that she has moved on and found somebody new to hold hands and walk through Disneyland with. He's going to be very upset.
Yeah. Well,
he's gonna have to come back.
He's gonna have to come back to Disneyland.
Reclaim his title.
Yeah, it was very cute. I won't post it, but I'll send you the picture because it's super cute. There were a couple. Yeah. I think I have a couple pictures. So yeah, they were really cute together. It was a lot of fun getting to meet Tiffany and Mary and just spending some time with. They're very obviously they have very limited time at Disneyland, so they were morning to night,
do all the things. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Heather and I were like, all right, we're coming up, and it's noon.
I know, that's what y'all did when we were there too.
Yeah, it was
It
rough.
was
it was extra rough because Heather was still working. So Heather works in events, so she just is never out of office. And they have an event, I think it just started yesterday, and it's through maybe Wednesday. And so she spent a lot of time working. We drove up to Disneyland on Monday, and then she sat down at Starbucks and was working while we went to go find the girls and stuff. So it was just there was so much work drama for her.
Well, and
Poor
And
thing.
also, if you think about it, for y'all, you're 3 hours behind us time wise.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was easy for we were there before the park was
Right.
even opened
Mm-hmm.
because we slept in for us, and it
Right.
was 6 a.m. when
Right.
we naturally woke up. But at the other side of that was, we were ready to leave the park at 7 p.m. because we were exhausted, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all were like, "Bro, it's early."
Yeah.
So it was
So,
probably easy for Mary and the kids especially
mm-hmm.
to get
Yeah.
up and be there because they're
Yep.
used to.
Yeah, it was good. It was no, and I'm glad they were able to have so much park time, and they
Hmm.
stayed like right across the street, so they got up and went like every
Yeah,
morning. It
you
was
have
good.
to
It was
you have
good.
to
I'm glad that they had a good experience, and I'm glad we got to spend some time with them, and it was a lot of fun. There was lots of running around and craziness. We did do Oogie Boogie Bash, which was on Thursday, and it was my first time, and it was a lot of fun. There was so much candy,
I know. I've heard it's an
so much
obscene amount
candy.
of candy.
I have not like a lounge. It actually probably would fill an entire lounge fly if I had tried it. But like I have a backpack that's bigger than a lounge fly, and it's like the majority of this bag is just candy. It
Oh my
is an
gosh.
insane amount, and that was just mine. That's not
Yeah,
even like both of us. She had her own little bag of
candy
candy and
bag.
stuff. I will say they gave out a bunch of candy, but also at every like treat trail stop we went to, they also had like things like goldfish crackers or graham crackers or
Good. I was gonna
carrots.
say
They had carrots, grapes, apple slices. Like they had healthy stuff
healthy
too. It wasn't
options.
all
Good.
candy, but you did get a shit ton of it.
Yeah.
And then there was a magic key holder like special spot where you were able to pick up like a special item as a key holder, and also they had full size candy bars, and not just full size candy bars, but they were almond Snickers, which are like one of my favorite candy bars ever.
Nice.
And I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah. This
So
is Disney magic right here.
that was amazing. So yeah, overall it was a fun time. It was very tiring, but I'm glad to have been able to go back to Disney after so many
Look,
months.
now that I have come to Disneyland, Dr. Toffany has come to Disneyland, Mary has come to Disneyland, it is your turn to come to the world.
It is
I
true.
read Dr. Toffany's post earlier today, and I wholeheartedly agree, where she said Disneyland is better than the Magic Kingdom, but Disney World is better than Disneyland.
As a whole, I saw that
Accurate.
earlier too.
Accurate. So we're just gonna have to come we can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid world. You're gonna hate our pirates.
Let me tell you though, I have like trauma associated with that song. So the fact that you went there was like,
I'm
oh.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I will say I was there 5 days. I didn't ride Small World once, which is insane because it's like my favorite. It's a travesty.
That's wild.
I know. I just realized that today. I was like, what the hell? Who am
See,
I?
Pirates is my favorite, and I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
So that is the first place we are going as soon as we enter the park. And if you don't want to go ride it, deuces, I will catch you later. I'm going to get Pirates in before I do anything else.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun. It was fun. We got
Good.
really soaked on Pirates somehow, and I'm really upset about that because you know how I feel about wearing wet clothing. It was not a fun time.
Yeah.
But it was so hot. Oh my gosh, it was like 90s the entire week, and it was so hot. And it was humid too. Not like Florida humid, but it was like California humid, and it was like, I don't know. It was a good time. I know, it was confusing, but I had a good time.
Good.
So that was the majority of my week. I did actually get in a few like books as well. So on Friday before we left, I went into the office to work, and as I work in the office, I listen to audiobooks. So I listened to The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim, which is the second book in the series. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first one. It was good overall. I enjoyed it. I love her writing. I love the world that she built. It just felt like there were three distinct storylines, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first act, there was like a climax and then an ending. And then the second act, there was a climax and an ending. And it didn't feel like one complete
continuous story.
Yeah. I mean, it all like wove together, but it really did feel like it was like I read three different books in one. But it was good. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it, and yeah,
That's
I'd recommend
common
it.
in second books too.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
phenomena.
It's interesting. Like I want to say the sophomore slump, but it wasn't like her second book ever. It was just the second
Right.
in a
In
series.
a
So I don't know.
series.
But yeah, I've seen that happen too. So
Yeah. But then the third will come back in and it's like, oh,
right.
I'm
I
back.
think it's a duology though, so
Oh no.
I know. It was, I mean, the overall story wrapped up really well.
Mhm.
It just was a little weird that there were like three distinct storylines in this one book.
Mhm.
But it wasn't bad. I didn't dislike it, so.
Yeah.
And then I also, instead of packing, I watched Catching Fire and Mockingjay parts 1 and 2 on Friday night because I made the poor decision to start my epic 7-day trial the Thursday before I went on
I
vacation.
wasn't even thinking. When you
Uh,
told me that there was a trial, you said it earlier in the week, so I
mm-hmm.
just assumed that you were getting it then.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So I started it on Thursday and then I left on Saturday. So I was like, oh, I gotta watch all 4 of these movies before I leave. So I spent Friday night watching Catching Fire and then both Mockingjays. The majority of it, I will say, is pretty true to the book. I
Okay.
don't dislike them. There weren't any moments where I was like,
They're burning
why
down
did
the
you change it?
burrow.
Right.
Yeah.
There weren't burning down the burrow moments. I will say, in Mockingjay, Effie was a lot more present in the movies than she was in the books.
Hmm.
In the books, she had her prep team, who was getting her dressed and doing all of that for the propos.
Hmm.
While in the movies, Effie was the one doing all of that. So that was like, I mean, I guess I can kind of understand it because we didn't really see much of her prep team earlier on, but we did see a lot more of Effie, and she's
Right.
more of a character, anyways. So I felt like that change made sense. But I'm trying to think of what else. I don't think there were any other like really big standout moments where I was like, oh, that was a big change. Nothing that
Yeah.
like
I
bothered
see, and
me.
I didn't remember either. I couldn't remember either way, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
remember leaving a theater being like, how could they do that? Like I thought
Yeah.
that they were pretty
Yeah, there
pretty
was
straightforward. I mean, there are things that are going to get cut when you're
right,
talking
right.
book to
But
movie.
there wasn't anything that was like made me angry that they
Right.
changed it. Like
Yeah.
you watch and you see
This
the
is
burrow
so
burning
drastic.
down
How
and
are
you're
you
like,
doing this?
why? Why?
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? Why is that a
Yeah.
choice you made?
I'm gonna
Um
die confused by why we had to burn down the burrow. Like
yeah, that
I
was
will
the
you'll never make me
stupidest.
understand.
That is the
To
stupidest
show that
thing.
Bellatrix is evil.
Okay, we already
What?
knew that. Thank you so much. But yeah, so there, I will say the movies and the books, they're pretty true. I guess the movies are pretty true to the books. There are things obviously that they changed and they cut, but there's nothing that, if you were a huge fan of the books, there's nothing that would make you angry about watching the
Yeah.
movies. I
Ragey
think the movies,
rage.
yeah. So they hold up, which is great. That's what we want in like book to movie adaptations.
Yeah.
So yay.
Hmm.
And then on my drive to Southern California and back from Southern California, I listened to The Crown's Game and The Crown's Fate, which is a duology by Evelyn Skye. Evelyn is going to be in conversation with Chloe Gong on Tuesday, and so I wanted to make sure I had read something of hers. And I actually really enjoyed it. There were some moments I was like, what is happening? But I liked it. So it's about there's magic exists in the world, but people don't really like believe in it anymore, so it's not very strong. It's pretty
Hmm.
limited to like just a couple people. And then there are, I think it's enchanters. It's in Russia. It's set in Russia, and they are every however many years or whatnot, depending on whether or not they need like if an enchanter has been born into the country and is of age, they will have a game called the Crown's Game, very original, where if there's more than one enchanter, which there usually isn't, they basically fight it out to see who gets to be the imperial enchanter.
Ooh.
And so that was the plot of book one. They was the game, and then book two was kind of the repercussions
Aftermath.
of the aftermath. Yeah. Because of course the two people who are fighting in this game are like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like, I don't want to say attracted to each other because I mean obviously yes they're attracted to each other, but it's like they're drawn to each other. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because their magic comes from the same place. It comes from the land, and so they're connected. And so there was all this drama between the two of them. There's also like a a love triangle in there somewhere.
I love a love triangle.
It's pretty cute. And the thing that I had to keep reminding myself was that like these are like kids. They're like teenagers. And so I was just like, oh my god, they're like, why do I keep reading things about kids fighting to the death?
I know.
But the way that book 1 ended was, it wasn't like super cliffhangery, but you knew that there was going to be more. Like you knew that something else was going to happen. So then book 2, kind of gives you insight on what happens next, and then there's like a slight like good guy becomes bad guy kind of thing, which is always kind of fun. And so yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a pretty cute story. I'd recommend it. I would recommend it. I liked it.
Okay.
And then the one other book that I read or that I listened to while I was driving is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, which was a book recommended to me by Dawn for my like reading challenge for the year, which I kind of completely forgot about because I was on a rampage.
Yeah.
But that was also, it was really quick. It was like a 5-hour audiobook. So it was really, really quick. And of course, because I was listening to it on like, I was listening like 1.75 speed. It was much quicker than that. But again, it was just like, I had to remind myself that these characters were like teenagers. Children. Because all what's happening, it feels so much more like adult than it should but then I also have to remember that it's during a time where it's like kids are getting married off at 12.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a disconnect. But it was pretty cute. Could I tell you the plot of the story? Not really.
Yeah.
Because it was like the last leg of my drive home, but I remember enjoying myself. So that's good.
Hey, that's all you need. That is all you need.
Yes. And then the last thing that I have written down is She-Hulk. Have you watched the most recent episode?
I think so. Was there a wedding?
The wedding was the one before the most recent one. Okay. No. I just watched the most recent one today, which is the only reason I haven't. So, okay, we'll talk about the wedding episode, which I love how self-aware this show is.
Yeah.
Like, at the top, she's just like, yep, it's a self-contained wedding episode. Nothing is, nope.
More inconvenient than a wedding. I only have one note, and I was like, Karin can disagree with me. She's not going to change my mind. This is maybe a hot take. I don't care. It was shitty of Jen to show up to the rehearsal dinner as She-Hulk. You can't tell me you didn't know that people were going to be oohing and awing over you and that the bride was going to get pissed.
I feel like she did that on purpose.
Exactly, and it was shitty.
Well, the way that her friend was treating her, though.
After she did it? After?
She had already planned for her to walk down the aisle with a dog as the groomsman.
Did Jen know that when she showed up dressed as She-Hulk? No, she did not. And I love Jonathan. I'll walk down the aisle with Jonathan.
Yeah, I think based on what Jen was telling Nikki at the top of the episode, like this was somebody who she wasn't really in contact with. Like she wasn't friends with. She was a bridesmaid.
She should have said no.
Insane. We know Jen though. Jen is like people pleaser to the max.
Until she shows up to somebody's rehearsal dinner with a "look at me, I'm the superhero" form. You knew that bride was gonna get pissed.
Okay,
I'm just saying. I'm with the bride. I'm with the bride and groom are still the show of the rehearsal dinner. It's still all about me as the bride at the rehearsal dinner. It's not the time for you to come in.
Like not. I would be I would not be that. I would just be like, hey, I don't know. I feel for Jen always because I just feel like she gets the shit end of the stick on a lot of things all the time. And she had this one moment where she was like able to kind of feel, this is a lot of on her as well. Like this moment where she was like, I can feel like pretty cool. I get to be the cool kid. And then I did see something on TikTok. I think it was Theories by T who mentioned it, how it's like genius that they cast a petite person to play Jen.
Yeah, to be somebody so huge.
Because it's so they're so opposite. And so and then in this episode you can see Jen is like the smallest person in the room.
Yeah.
And she feels like not only is she literally the smallest person in the room, but she feels like the smallest person in the room.
I also thought, and this is a movie world, right? So right. Or MCU world. I was thinking when she went to the designer and had outfits made, I was thinking that they were going to fit her and fit She-Hulk by movie magic, is a advanced. where when she shrunk down in the rehearsal dinner dress, it was still oversized. And I mean,
I
I know that in our normal world, you can't make fabric that's going to fit somebody who's 7 feet tall and somebody who's 4 feet tall. But in the MCU, you can have Tony Stark hit a button and he's in his
right. I feel like
Stark
it
suit.
fit her.
Better
I feel
than
like that
others.
better than that suit that she was wearing as like She-Hulk for work. Like
I just had different expectations. I thought that both it's going to make me look banging in both forms. It's going to fit me perfectly.
I feel like it fit, but it was just too long. Like it didn't feel like it was oversized. Like
it felt like it kind of hung on her chest a little bit too. Like to me, it felt kind of big.
It felt like that was kind of like the stuff. You know how you can kind of have like the droopy scoop neck kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
And then it was just like long. Like it went from like a midi to like a maxi length dress kind of thing.
Right.
Which obviously that's just kind of how fabric works.
Yeah. I was just thinking they'd have some way of making fabric work differently.
Yeah.
To where it's gonna fit.
Yeah. I want to see more of the stuff that has been made for her, specifically her superhero suit.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm sure it's gonna be a last episode of the season reveal.
Oh yeah, the last 5 seconds.
That's just how it's been. Like the reveal is always the last episode. That's how we got Wanda in her outfit. That's how we got Sam. Yeah. That's it's I
mean, at this point, it's like, can we break that trend?
I know, right?
Give it to us and then give us a little bit more past it. Like,
I'm ready to see Matt Murdock, damn it.
I know.
You can't keep teasing him and then not bringing him in. I'm so like,
I like that I mean, I know you probably have more info on this now because you've watched the new episode, but they brought up Intelligentsia, which has already been revealed as the antagonist for New World Order. So they're already introducing that.
Yeah, that's so like interesting. You know what? I have to say something that I just remembered this episode. That guy that she meets, Josh.
Yeah. Oh God.
He gives me the bad vibes.
I know. My Josh said the same thing. He was like, he's a bad guy.
I'm sitting here like, you can never trust a guy named Josh.
I can, but
sorry, babe.
I am special.
Well, and that reminds
me, my Josh is special.
Were you the one who sent me that Harry Styles TikTok where he's like
of course his name is Josh.
Of course.
I sent it to my Josh. I was like,
you can never trust a Josh.
If Harry said it, then
yeah. So
there's also the video of Tom Hiddleston where he's pranking the guy. It's like a TV show host or something, and he's like, Logan, goodbye, Josh. And every now and then, if I'll do something to Josh, and I'll be like, come on, Josh. Ooh.
Yes, he gives me I don't like it.
My Josh said the same thing. He was like, I got bad feelings from that guy.
Look, he and I are pretty much usually on the same page.
You guys are.
This is why we're besties.
Exactly. I got good taste.
Yeah, he gives me just not the
I know, when you don't want him to, because like
I want him
you just want her to find like a good person.
But literally as soon as he introduced himself as Josh, I was like, you can never trust a Josh. I like yelled at Jen. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. But she's just so like, I don't want to say naive.
Yeah.
Because she's not naive. She's so like, she just puts herself out there so much. And it just sucks to see her. I mean, I hope we're wrong, but it sucks to see her continually getting beat down.
Yeah. I mean, it's accurate though. Life does that to everybody.
It's rude. It's the worst.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else you want to say about She-Hulk?
I don't think so.
Are you ready to tell me about your week?
I'll tell you about my week.
Oh wait, I forgot one thing.
Okay.
You're gonna be like, oh my God, Karin, how could you? I can't believe I forgot to mention this. On Tuesday was
wondering
Barnes and Noble virtual launch of Lady Fortune with Chloe Gong and Elizabeth Lim.
I didn't want to bring it up because I was like, was she not able to go? Like,
I looked at my phone and I said, "Hi guys, I gotta leave. I'll be back in like an hour." So Heather
Yeah.
and I I think we were in Fantasyland at the time, so we went and sat down at the Red Rose. And she worked while I was like on Zoom and just like sitting there. I had forgotten that it was a live stream of an in-person event at Barnes and Noble in
Oh,
yeah, at Union Square in New York. So
okay.
it was an actual in-person event. They just also live streamed it, and it was really fun. She wore the cutest little outfit. It was like this big, what are those dresses called with the big poofy sleeves? And there's like a name for, like, I think it's Selkie?
I
Is
don't
that a thing?
know.
But
I
you
don't
know,
know.
there's like the big poofy sleeves, and it was like a big poofy dress. It was really cute. She looked adorable. I felt like it was very fitting for like a book launch kind of thing.
Yeah.
She felt like a princess. It was very cute.
Oh.
And so they were so fun. I think there was one question, I forget what the question even was. Oh, I think it was something about whether or not their like family reads their books, like Chloe and Elizabeth respectively.
Yeah.
And I think Chloe was like, "Oh God, I hope not."
I
and
know. That's what I think about with my books.
Yeah. And Elizabeth also said that she doesn't think her family reads her books either. Chloe said that her family mostly just reads in Chinese. So,
Okay.
her books have not been translated to Chinese yet, as
That's
far as I'm
weird.
aware. Well, it's set in Shanghai, and you know how China likes to be is very particular about how,
Fair. How they're
they're
portrayed.
portrayed.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that kind of makes sense to
I
me.
really wasn't putting that into perspective. I was just thinking, out of all languages, you would think
Well,
that that would be one of the first. But
the
yeah.
funny thing is that was my first thought as I was saying it, but as soon as you had your like little wait what moment, I was like, well, hold on. Like my brain
Yeah,
turned
like if
on.
you think someone does a Beauty and the Beast retelling and it blows up, the
Mhm.
first language that it's going to be translated to is French.
Right.
Like you would
Yeah,
think.
yeah. So, yeah, I didn't even put that together until like right as you said that. But
Yeah.
yeah, if we think about it,
Okay, it makes sense.
it
Yeah.
makes sense because China's very particular about, how they're portrayed.
Yeah.
And then Elizabeth made a comment about, I think, how her mom said that she could just read The Dragon's Promise and that she'll just start with that. And that's the second book in the duology.
Oh
And
my
she's like, no,
God.
no, that's not how it
Mom,
works. You can't do that.
don't
She's like,
do
I think I
that.
can do that. It was so fun. They were so
You're
cute
going to be
together.
so lost, Mom.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, they were just so cute. Like they had they talked about Shakespeare, obviously, because Chloe is basically Shakespeare incarnate. I'm pretty sure I've seen something on Instagram where it's just like, are we sure that Chloe Gong is not just like Shakespeare? Just
Yeah.
modern day, like
Yeah.
he just never really actually died.
Reincarnated.
Yeah. But yeah, so they talked about Shakespeare. They talked about Immortal Longings, which is Chloe's adult book that's coming out next year, which I'm excited about. It's an Antony and Cleopatra retelling, not retelling, but inspired by kind of thing. So that's fun. And they talked about I learned something that I learned from this event, and now you will learn it too. So Rosalind and Orion are spies in Foul Lady Fortune, and they are forced to work together, pretend to be a married couple. So they have a joint code name, and their joint code name is High Tide. Apparently High Tide is Chinese slang for orgasm. And she didn't know that.
Oh, I thought she did it on purpose.
No. So she was like, I actually found out Jiren J. Zhao, who wrote Iron Widow, like apparently messaged her. She's like, Chloe, did you know that's like Chinese slang for orgasm? And I was it was
No.
and it's so perfect because they have to play a
That
married
is
couple.
hilarious.
Oh my God. I was like,
Speaking of Foul Lady Fortune,
yeah,
did you know? All right, you want like every edition of the book, right?
I'm scared now.
Book of the month has it.
I did see that. Somebody
Okay.
I was in a group chat. I was at Disneyland. I think somebody sent it in the group chat and they like at me. They're like, Karin, fuck. And I was like,
I just saw it today. I was like, oh.
I know
my unread emails got up to like 100 something today or this weekend, and so today I was clearing them out, and I was like, let me see what book of the month has, and I saw that. I was like, oh god, I know she hates the emblem on the spine, but
they have These Violent Delights, and they have Valerie Fortune now, but for some reason don't have Our Violent Ends, which drives me insane.
Yeah,
like,
that
I
is
need them all
disrespectful.
To match. It's very disrespectful, but probably at some point I will.
I was like, she's gonna have to have that.
They're not. It's not urgent because those don't like disappear. Like these Violent Delights has been out for like several years, right? So I'll get them eventually.
Yeah,
at some point. But yes, I did know that.
I was like, I should tell her, but it was getting so close to the podcast that I was like, I'll just tell her online.
Yeah, I did see that. So yeah, that was fun. It was fun. Just listening to these two, and they talked about, because Elizabeth's Cantonese, which is awesome because I never meet Cantonese people, and then Chloe is obvious. She's born in New Zealand, but her family's Shanghainese, and so they talked about like food in New York, like where do you find like the best Shanghainese food, and all of that. It was so cute. They were just so adorable together, and I love them, and I'm very excited for meeting Chloe on Tuesday.
I know, that's so close. See, you're looking forward to Tuesday, and I'm not, because I have to go back to my office.
Rude.
I was supposed to go last week, but they decided to test the water, and they were doing something with the water pipes, so they turned off the water for the building, and they sent out an email Monday afternoon that was like, hey, there's gonna be no water tomorrow, and so they were like, you guys can just start next week.
Oof. You said
so I'm dreading Tuesday.
You said testing the waters, and I thought you were using the metaphor, but you meant literally.
No, they were literally doing something with water and pipes, and I don't really know what. I just know that I've been telling everybody that I bribed the building manager to make the Tuesday people push out a week. That sucks. But you're looking forward to Tuesday, so our energies are battling each other.
Yeah,
because Tuesday I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be Tuesday, and it's gonna take forever for Tuesday to get here for you.
All of last week we were like on the same level because we had these exciting things happening.
Yeah,
this week is not gonna be the same.
Well, I do have one thing exciting for this week.
Well, we can talk about that after we finish.
Well,
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
No, I'm not. I'm really not, because it kind of ties in. So, well, did you have anything else?
I think I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, so I was supposed to see Stephanie Garber and Shelby Marin on Monday. It got rescheduled to tomorrow. It didn't say who, but somebody was sick, so they last minute postponed it. So first thing I did this week, I've been obsessed with the few songs from Six the Musical that are on Spotify. So I have had this book for a while that I finally was like, it was on, I think it was either on Scribd or Libby. It's called Fatal Throne. It's by, the first author is M.T. Anderson, but there's like 6 authors. But if you look it up on Scribd, it's just got M.T. Anderson's name. But it is like a tell-all kind of all of King Henry VIII's wives. And so it starts with what's her name? Oh my god, let me think.
I'm not the person to ask for this kind of information.
I get them backward. I get them so messed up. It's Catherine of Aragorn is the first wife. So it starts with her, and like they were married for like 20 something years, and she had their daughter, and she has a son, and she's like in love with this baby, and he immediately is like, let's go on a tour and celebrate and leave the baby here with a wet nurse. And she's like, I don't want to do that, my baby. And the baby ends up dying while they're gone, and it's just a whole awful thing. And then you get like a sliver of his perspective where he is like, I was the loving, doting husband. He talks about in one of his wives that had a child, the night she gave birth, he was so overjoyed that he went and slept with somebody else.
Yes, that's exactly how to show your joy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the 1500s, 1400s, 1500s.
Men. They
but
never change.
Yeah, it was rough. So you'll get like a sliver of his perspective where he was a loving, doting husband, and blah blah blah, and then it'll move on to the next wife and tell her side. It actually was really good. I really enjoyed it. So because a lot is not known about the wives so much, a lot has been kind of purged, but they've pieced together over time that, you know, through finding random letters and stuff, some of the things that happened with them. Like we know that one of the wives was actually actively cheating on him. When you're married to the King of England, who has already beheaded one wife, maybe not the best idea to do. Spoiler alert, she gets beheaded too. And like and I mean, of course, they're not gonna like just go completely off of, away from history, but like in the song Ex-Wives from Six the Musical, where Jane Seymour says, I'm the only one he truly loved, like that's for real.
Mm-hmm.
He had 6 wives. She was the third. It was in his will that he was going to be buried with her, and he was.
Mm-hmm.
So like he actually did love her. She died after giving birth to their son. So yeah, that was a fun read. So then we're solidly in spooky season. So we watched The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke.
Oh.
I think I've said it before on the podcast. He freaks me out so much, and he always has, and he always will. It's something about his face is just bad guy, and I'm sure he's a lovely person, but creeps me out.
Right.
So he plays it's like set in the like 80s course, and he plays like a serial killer who like goes out and kidnaps little boys, and without giving too much away, the premise is he's the boys on the milk carton are because of him.
Okay.
And one little boy gets taken, and there's a phone in the room that he's keeping this boy. It's like looks like an old rotary, very similar to a payphone, but it's not, but it's real boxy. And the boy goes and like runs over to pick it up, and of course he's hello and patting the thing, I don't even remember what you call it, the plug.
I know what
the
you
thingy.
mean.
The thingy, trying to get a dial tone, and the guy comes in and he's like, I cut those wires. Yeah. You're not. But then like in the middle of the night, the phone will start ringing, and it's like the spirits of children that have already trying to help this kid get out.
Yeah.
And so it was very, very good. I was surprised at how good it was. There is a dog. The dog is fine.
I was like, she would not say it was good if the dog was not fine.
Yeah. Then this is bordering on spoilery, but I would want this trigger warning. Obviously children die because, like I said, it's about a serial killer who kills children. But there is a broken bone too.
Oh.
That messes me up. Thankfully Does the Dog Die has a thing, like a listing for broken bones. So I knew it describes the scene for you. So I knew when to cover my eyes and cover my ears. So just if you're squeamish like me, just doesthedogdie.com. Of course, the first question is, does the dog die? But there are like hundreds of possibly triggering things that people go in and say, yes, this happened, no, this didn't, and they'll leave comments. So it's a really good resource for any kind of triggers that you might need for movies. Yeah, doesthedogdie.com.
Not sponsored, but if you want to.
Not sponsored, but if you want to, we're here.
Clearly, it is used.
Yeah, I'm free. It's like bookmarks. We watched The Sixth Sense because the twins had never seen it.
I've actually never seen it, but I know what the twisty thing is.
You do?
On accident. I know on accident. We actually watched, I think, years ago, I watched 50 First Dates with a friend of mine, and she like covered my ear. She's like, there's gonna be spoilers for The Sixth Sense, and I was like, okay. But then I think I saw it somewhere else, like later on down the line.
Yeah.
It's such an old movie that it's hard to avoid it now.
Right. The twins had avoided spoilers, obviously, because I mean it's before their time.
Right.
But what's funny is that when I was their age, I was even younger than them. I think I was 10 when it came out. My grandmother went and saw it. She's, really big into movies like this. And so she was telling us, she didn't think my mom was going to take us. So she was kind of telling us the story, just a story time of the movie. Well, then my mom gets there to pick us up, and we're like, oh my gosh, this movie. And she's like, I'll take you to see that. Like it's PG-13, I think, but it's really not that big of my mom didn't strictly abide by,
I don't either. So
yeah. So she and my grandmother was like, they could see it. Like it's I saw it. There's nothing that, isn't appropriate. 5 seconds. The second you see him on screen, spoiler alert for a 20-year-old movie.
Anybody who hasn't seen The Sixth Sense,
25-year-old movie.
There is a twist.
My sister, the second Bruce Willis's face shows up,
oh, no.
Mommy, guess what? He's dead.
In the theater?
In the packed theater, and she screamed it.
Oh no.
So I sent them I took a video, which I can send. I posted on Facebook. They told me I could post it on, since it's my private Facebook.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch it with sound.
So I sent that video to my mom and my sister was like, well, I could have told them what. Oh my God, we'll never be over it. I told them, we call my sister the mouth of the South because she cannot keep a secret. Even if she tries to keep a secret, it's gonna come out. She's gonna be like, oh yeah, the thing we got you for your birthday, and it's like, my birthday is next month. What? So yeah, we watched The Sixth Sense. Their minds were blown by the twist.
It's a
We
good
watched Hocus
twist.
Pocus 2.
I
More on that later.
we recently Hocus Pocus has been on Freeform, like on repeat, and my daughter
Yeah.
decided she wanted to watch it. I'm like, I'm gonna do other stuff while I've seen that.
Yeah, you've seen it 100,000 times at this
I
point.
like I get it. It's like a phenomenon. I don't. But I don't get it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know. People
I
worship
didn't
this
have a
movie.
watch party or anything
People
like that.
like
I mean,
worship this movie, and I'm just
I
like,
don't
it's
do
all right,
that.
guys. It's all
But it was
right.
like, we're gonna watch the sequel. It's out.
Yeah.
We made a bowl of popcorn and got some candy, but we did like there were people
Yeah.
making charcuterie boards
Oh
and
my
like
god. Yeah.
having themes stuff. I wasn't like that, but I want to talk about Hocus Pocus 2 a little more later.
Okay.
I've played a lot more Dreamlight Valley.
Is Kristoff still stalking you?
Yes, and I've brought Anna back, but he still or Anna back, but he still doesn't remember her.
Ugh. Come on.
Broham, leave me alone. But our friend Christina is also playing it. And
Yeah.
she posted recently and she was like, is Kristoff such like why is he
Yeah,
so
I saw
stalkery?
that too.
I'm like, oh my God, it's like a thing.
Oh, they
It's
just made him extra stalkery.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yes. No matter where
Madness.
you go, there's Kristoff. Hello, good
Insane.
evening.
Ugh.
But I have like a bit of like news I read and then I'll keep going. This is just like in
Okay,
order.
yeah.
Did you see that Hugh Jackman is reprising his role as Wolverine for Deadpool?
I have not seen the anything. I haven't read anything. I've seen random like article type, but I've been at Disneyland,
It
so
was
it happened
I don't
like
know
this week.
if it was
I
Instagram or
haven't.
TikTok or something, but it was
Yeah.
on Ryan Reynolds' social media. He was
Yeah, yeah,
like, "We're
yeah.
trying to think of things to do to make Deadpool relevant and blah blah." You know how he
Right.
is, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, Hugh, you want to be dead or you want to be a Wolverine again?" And then Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman walks in and he's like, "All right."
Oh, I love that. I haven't like I need to go and actually look into it, but it happened during this week and I have been
Yeah,
off social media, off everything
yeah,
basically. Like I have like 50,000 TikToks to catch up on like but yes,
yeah,
I did get a glimpse of that and that is
yeah.
exciting. But now
Exciting news.
I've also been seeing a whole bunch of like random like I told you like my Twitter will send me random notifications like you might like this tweet and there have been like a whole bunch of things like Scarlet Witch is going to be in Quantum Mania and so is going to be here and I'm just like y'all are you just making shit up just to make it
Yeah,
up now like just because
this
Wolverine.
isn't made up.
No,
This
yeah.
is from Hugh Jackman's mouth.
Right, but I'm just like now that this is like a thing,
Yeah,
like are y'all just gonna keep making shit up because
yeah,
I'm tired of y'all.
yeah, yeah.
But that's fun.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I'm
excited
very
about that.
excited about that.
I love him.
I do too. I did go to the Carrie Maniscalco Holly Black chat. That was a lot of fun. They talked about, and I kind of agree with, I don't really know. So, you know, I've talked about, and I've started reading Kingdom of the Feared. I'm not done, but the whole Kingdom of the Wicked series, a lot of it takes place in hell, and there are 7 houses of hell that are like the 7 deadly sins. And I, for the most part, like I try to be nice and bubbly with people, but I also totally relate to the Hulk when he says that's the thing, Cap. I'm always angry. I'm always my boss talked about it once. Like my sister has a very short fuse and she like will cuss somebody out in Walmart because they looked at her the wrong way. I will let things slide and let things slide and let things slide. But once I get to that point, I am done. And like there like my rage is simmering where my sister's is like short and sweet. And so I so identify with House Wrath because of it, because like I get it. I get the anger and like just wanting like ugh. But they talked about House Sloth, who you don't really get a lot of until the 3rd book, but he just wants to lay around and read all day. And I'm like, you know what? I can identify with that too.
Yeah. Listen, if you can have multiple Hogwarts houses, you can have multiple Kingdom
I'm
of
a
the
slaff. Roth. It's yeah. So
Yeah,
that was interesting. Like an interesting part of their conversation was like,
I feel that.
yeah, Holly Black had Carrie like go from favorite to least favorite princes, and her favorite was Envy, and I can see why. He is a lot of fun. You didn't watch Supernatural, did you?
I watched all of Supernatural.
Did you?
Every single episode.
Okay. I don't know that we've ever talked about it.
I binge watched it recent. I binge watched it all right before the final season aired, and then I finished it like a month before the season aired, and I was so mad that I had to wait because I had just watched 15 seasons or whatever in
Karen,
a row.
can I tell you something? My entire Facebook like like history every day. There's memories of, oh, I hate to watch a Winchester cry. Like from like when I was 16 working at Subway, my sister would have to, like, if it came on on Thursday nights, if I had to work Thursdays, she had to record on the VCR the episode of Supernatural.
Mhm.
Anyways, he reminds me a lot of Crowley. Envy reminds me a
Oh.
lot of Crowley, like that swaggering asshole, but you can't
Yeah.
help but love him because he's so
Oh,
freaking funny.
I do.
Um,
I get that.
so I get why she would like pick him,
Yeah.
but then also like Wrath to me is if Adam Driver was an anime character. So I'm like, how do you pick anybody that's not Wrath? But yeah, so that was fun. I don't know. Oh, Friday we watched Hocus Pocus. Saturday we went to Bert's Pumpkin Patch, and it was a very cute little moment. They had pumpkins that were literally the size of chairs.
Oh my God.
Huge pumpkins. Like when we walked in, I was like, I feel like we were at Hagrid's hut in the fall. Like these pumpkins were, all
That's
four of us could have like huddled into a
bonkers.
ball, and there were pumpkins bigger than us.
That is
Um,
bonkers.
yeah. Then we went to, it's called, this is all in North Georgia, like Dawsonville area. We went to a place called Uncle Shuck's Corn Maze. Yeah, it was a giant corn maze that was like, part of it was the shape of the state of Georgia, part of it spelled out words. It was
Oh
huge.
my God.
Everything was perfect until we tried the haunted trail. I don't even want to talk about it. It was so, we had a child freak out. It was so traumatizing, even though it was a very family friendly haunted house.
Yeah.
I digress. Anyways, we came right home. And the past couple of days I've been reading Kingdom of the Feared, so I've worked on it some today. It's so good, and we just have done a lot this weekend, so I would have been done with it, but it's good so far. It's really good so far.
Yay.
Yeah. I don't really know how much. I have it like I have it on my Kindle because obviously my copy from the Barnes and Noble chat hasn't come in yet, but
Right.
I got a little ways to go. But it's at one point driving home last night, something happened, and like I literally dropped my Kindle with my jaw. I was like,
no.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's surprised me some.
That's exciting. It's nice when a book can do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that.
Things that you don't see coming, where it's like, whoa.
It's either really awesome or really traumatizing.
Oh, it was bad.
There is no in between.
Yeah, it was rough. But I think that's it for my week. I think.
Awesome. Okay. Then I guess you can tell me. I probably can guess it.
You can guess who my
Who's your fictional boyfriend of the week?
Oh my God, if it was anybody but Prince Wrath, I would have to leap from the roof because I'd be lying. God almighty.
I was like, I don't really need you to tell me, but you should probably tell somebody.
I have this isn't gonna spoil anything.
Okay. You just
let my Kindle wake up. I highlighted something that is like how do I find the notes and highlights? Wrath fought with brutal grace, moving like a living, breathing nightmare as he cut a bloody swath through our enemies. Like a living, breathing nightmare. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, who's your fictional boyfriend?
I didn't read it this week, but I read it in May, so it counts because I have read it. And since it's release week, I'm picking Rosalind Lang from Family Fortune. And Chloe touched upon this in the launch event on Tuesday, but Rosalind is so like a secondary character in These Violent Delights, and you kind of like don't relate to her. You don't like really, she's not anybody's favorite, I don't think,
right,
after reading the first duology, but the way that you get to see her in this series in Family Fortune is so different. It's so great. Like, she's the main character now.
Yeah.
And she's like, and Chloe talked about this too, like there are pieces of her, I guess, comedicness that is sprinkled into These Violent Delights, but you don't really see it until you have the context of Foul Lady Fortune. Like, if you read Foul Lady Fortune and then you go back, you're like, oh hey, she's being funny there, and it's cool. It's cool that like she was able to do that, and I love that. And obviously, it's based off of As You Like It, which is a Shakespeare comedy, not a drama, right. So it is much more comedic than the first. Even though the first there's still some pretty good comedy in there as well. So it's a good time. But I'm gonna go with Rosalind Rosalind as my fictional girlfriend of the week.
Yay.
I love
I
her.
should point out, because I said last week I was going to try to get to see Chloe, but like Tuesday of this week, there was a hurricane headed straight for us. And so we were like, we're not going to do that at all. We're going to go somewhere that, we're not going to go anywhere because we're going to be near our house. Well, then Ian decided to it was like the most bizarre thing. It cut all the way across Florida and did like a weird U-turn around Georgia and like came up South Carolina. Obviously I'm not celebrating that because I know like there was mass devastation, but it was just bizarre.
I guess this is a good opportunity for us to just say that like our hearts are out there for anybody who was affected by Hurricane Ian. And it sucks. Natural disasters are not.
Oh yeah, it's awful. But Friday night Josh was like, let's just take the kids somewhere to do something fun and fall, and it was like, I need to let Karin be the first to meet Chloe anyway.
Would you like to tell me where did your money go this week?
Sure, because mine's going to be quick. I'm trying to save for Universal in a couple of weeks. So I'm trying to be good about spending. It's getting cold here. Like it's been in like the 50s, 60s at night and like 60s, 70s during the day, which is freezing for me. And the twins were talking about needing more sweatshirts, which these kids live in sweatshirts. They didn't need more. But so I broke out for the first time probably in like 3 years my silhouette and made one of them. So I ran out of the red vinyl that we needed for the second shirt for one of them. So one of them has like a Ketterdam shirt from the Grishaverse, and it looks kind of like a university style, where it just says Ketterdam in like an arch in like a varsity style font. One got the Riverdale logo, and then we made one that said Mickey and Co. established 1928, and it's got a little Mickey head.
Cute.
And then I made myself 2 long sleeve t-shirts just because like I haven't used my silhouette in years. And I haven't made a shirt in years. So I wanted to like have something to test on where they weren't going to lose something if it failed.
Right.
So I made a shirt that says Morally Gray Book Club.
Yes.
They're all in the dryer. I was washing them. But it's got like a sword with a snake wrapped around it. I'll send you. I'll post pictures of it. And then I made another one that's got like it's a black shirt, and I did a black glitter crown like breast logo, and above it, it's got a quote from Cruel Prince. I don't know it's Folk of the Air. I don't know which book it is, but it says, "By you, I am forever undone," around the crown. So I did spend a little money there. I am gonna one of the twins is still owed. It's not owed, but she's still got a blank sweatshirt because I ran out of vinyl. But it's gonna have like a hand with a deck of cards in it, and it's gonna say Ketterdam Crow Club, which is the gambling hall that the crows or the dregs and Six of Crows kind of is their home base. So I have to make that. I got a couple of little we got a pumpkin. I gotta get that out of Josh's car. I got a pumpkin. Forgot about that. He found me, I collect my Starbucks cups, so he got me a tall like an orangey cup that they released for fall, and one of the smaller glow in the dark cups.
Oh, fun.
I'm very excited about those. The only things I bought though this week that I can think of, I ordered the Folk of the Air series from LitJoy. I did bite the bullet there. It did help that I had.
It came out so quickly or so soon.
Yeah, it was on sale last week. It's not going to ship till the end of November. I did order that. It helped that I had a $25 gift certificate from like racking up points from the Lunicorns Club.
Nice.
And they did Klarna. Which makes it hurt less. Then I got an email because I'm signed up for whatever from the Fox Theater here. Hadestown tickets went on sale for January.
Nice.
So Josh and I are going to see Hadestown in January. I was like, I'm not doing. I have to go. If anybody's gonna be there, it's gonna be me.
Jealous.
Greek mythology and musicals.
Yeah.
I have to be there.
I hear you.
So we went to I don't even remember why we went to. Josh's glasses were scratched, so we had to go take them to the Vision Works place to like have the lenses fixed. And while we were up there, it's next to Barnes and Noble.
Oh well, then you have to go in.
So we went in, and they were having, of course, the buy one get one half off paperbacks. So I got the Barnes and Noble exclusive edition of For the Throne.
Yay!
Since I have, is it For the Wolf? For the Wolf?
I believe so. For the Crown?
No, it's something wolf.
Is it For the Wolf? It might be For the Wolf.
Yeah. So I got this. I still haven't read
I
the
haven't
whatever the
I
wolf
haven't
is.
read either of them.
But and then I got one of their monthly picks. It's called Cackle. I got it because of the cover.
Ooh, that's pretty.
But the guy working said that he's gotten a lot of people have said it was super good.
Okay.
The author won a Bram Stoker Award for superior achievement in a first novel.
I didn't know that was an award, but that sounds
I
cool.
didn't either, but if Bram
Bram
Stoker
Stoker, yeah.
names on it.
I'm in.
It's kind of like, seems like weird haunted housey and creepy friend that randomly shows up and you don't really know why, and people are afraid of her, and
Okay.
it feels like the story in the back feels kind of Portrait of Dorian Gray-ish.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'll have to
All
tell
right.
you about that one.
All
And
right.
then as I get up to pay, the guy checking us out, my brother is never there when I go. He's
How
leaving
rude.
today. Freaking rude. But the guy standing at the register is like, now I do have this book. And he was like, it's got a little bit of damage. It's like got a little tiny, like,
Uh-huh.
it's got like a little tiny
Yeah.
bend on the corner of the spine. And he was like, but I could do 75% off if you just like collect books. I was like, give me that $4 book. It's called The Stolen Hours by Alan Eskins.
Okay.
I don't really
Karen
know.
Slaughter's name is on the cover, so
Exactly.
I've read
It's something.
nothing of Karen Slaughter, but because we have the same name, she's my favorite person.
Yeah. Somebody goes missing, a guy is convicted, but
Okay.
there's not really evidence, and this girl has like been attacked in a similar way, and so she's like, I've got to stop this guy, I'm gonna put him behind bars, and apparently it's like a murder mystery basically, but for $4.
Yeah,
For a
sure.
brand new copy with that, I mean,
Yeah.
this quote unquote damage, it is
You've
damage.
damaged books just by reading them more than that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I've traumatized many, but look what I'm doing with it right now. I'm just folding it into a nice little rainbow.
Absolute dagger to the heart.
I'm still waiting for the video to come across your For You page. Because but yeah, that's I think that's all of where my money went.
Okay.
What about you?
I have a few things that I got from Disneyland that I can show you. I have a couple other things that I don't know where they are in the unpacking mess.
Yeah.
But I have a few things that I think you'll really enjoy. First, I got a little AirPod case.
Oh,
it's a freaking Dole Whip. It makes me so happy.
Cute.
I've been looking for like an AirPod case for forever. So I saw this and I had to have it. I sent you a picture of this. I hadn't bought it at the time, but I did go back for it like I said I would.
It's
a
so
gigantic
cute.
alligator
Loki.
He's so cute. He's
that
so
is
squishy.
Precious.
I paid for it, and then my daughter immediately stole him, and I'm like, girl,
of course she did.
Girl, he's not for you. You don't get to keep him. He's mine. I got the Encanto Loungefly.
That is, I haven't even seen that.
It's on Shop Disney.
That's very cute.
But okay, so Disney apparently was doing 30% off for all Magic Key holders, regardless of your pass. My normal discount is 20% off. So obviously, I got it while I was there instead of getting it from Shop Disney because I don't get my discount on Shop Disney, first of all, and it was also
you
10%
should. I hate that.
It makes me so angry, but it's so cute. It makes me so happy. I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's pretty and it makes me happy. It's got everybody.
Very cute.
Oh, and the back says Encanto on it.
Oh,
it's very cute. I got a couple of like art prints and stuff. I got this big giant limited edition pin that I forget the name of the designer. It's Ashley something. I'm so sorry, the artist who drew it. But it's this pin. I think it's Small World, and then there's like a spinny part where you can spin it for each of the characters that she drew, and all of them are part of the Main Street Electrical Parade. And so like
cute.
and I was talking to the cast member, and she's like, yeah, she's been an artist with us for a while, but this was like her first like big like thing where she helped design the floats that came out for the Main Street Electrical Parade, and these are the characters that she did. It's very cute, and I love the artwork, so I'll have to grab them and send pictures or post pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited about that. I don't think I got anything else from Disney other than that. My daughter got a new water bottle because hers was donezo. It was like she dropped it way too
Really?
many times. It was leaking every time. I was like, I'm not carrying this
Yeah,
around.
we're not gonna do this anymore.
So we went over to the collector's warehouse because we were in DCA and I knew that there was a like a Avengers water bottle. But she ended up getting it's like a metal, it's like green to blue Guardians water bottle. It's very cute. So she got that, and while we were in there, I found a little Hawkeye pin, so obviously I got him as well.
Oh, of
Because I
course.
didn't have it. It was my buddy.
Yeah.
So that was Disneyland. I came home to some packages. One is all the way over there. You can't see it. It's a big giant box from Once Upon a Book Club.
Yay!
Because they put up the Echo from the Past box that I thought I had bought and I did not buy. And so you've opened yours, right?
Yeah. I haven't opened the gifts, but I've opened the box. Yeah.
I pulled out the book and literally jaw dropped, speechless.
Yeah.
It's so pretty, and these edges are
I
amazing.
know.
It makes me so happy. And then under the dust jacket,
I know. That's such a gorgeous color.
it's beautiful. I cannot wait to read this. I almost started it last night, but it was very late, so I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. It's like one of my most anticipated reads this week. This
Yeah.
week. So I'm excited for that. I pre-ordered from Target the little Funko mini moments from WandaVision. So they did 2 for the 2000s. One is the scene where Agatha's in like the director's chair and Wanda's talking to the camera doing the thing. And then there's
like the Modern Family era.
Yeah, the Modern Family one. And then there's one that's like them and the kids in their Halloween costumes. I pre-ordered them at the same time. I got a shipping notification for the Agatha one, and that was delivered while I was at Disneyland. And yet I received the Halloween one.
Weird.
So I'm confused by that, but it's very cute.
It is cute.
I just have to contact Target and make sure they actually send me the Agatha one, since it looks like they already did, but they didn't. But it's very cute. They're so cute. I can't wait to put it on my shelf with the other ones. So I got that. And then, of course, because it was release week, I got my copy of Foul Lady Fortune. It is the regular edition that arrived from Barnes & Noble. I also got an email while I was at Disneyland from Barnes & Noble letting me know that when they received the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of these books, they were all incredibly damaged. And so they are working with the publishers to get new copies printed so that they can make sure everybody gets theirs. So I have not received my Barnes & Noble exclusive edition yet because they didn't have them. So just this for now. I'm kind of sad about that. However, Barnes & Noble did issue me a $15 gift card, and they said, we want you to be able to get the ebook so you can read it right now. And I'm like, it's very sweet. I'm not going to buy that, but I'm like, I'm going to use it for something else because I have a Kindle, not a Nook. So I don't think that they're compatible.
I appreciate the gesture, though.
I do. And they did say, they did say you can use it for anything else as well. So that's very cool.
That's a cool gesture.
But they were like, we want you to be able to read it now. So here's money to get the ebook so you can read it now.
Right.
But yeah, so there's that. I got my Fairy Loot box.
Yay!
I don't know what it was, but as I was opening everything, I was like, the book is going to be Belladonna by Adeline Grace.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I was just looking at it.
Pretty.
I was like, it's going to be Belladonna, and I was right. How do you feel about your Karin trinket dish? I thought of you when I saw it.
I love it. I was hoping the blanket was going to be.
That's
or like
fair.
I was hoping it was going to be a shirt or something
Yeah.
bigger, cooler, more exciting. But I mean, I love my trinket dish. Obviously, I love anything that's going to have Carden on it because
I pulled it out. It said Carden. I'm like, that Mandy probably is very happy about this.
Love it.
I really enjoyed everything in this box. I liked the blanket. I forget what else was in there. The blanket, the trinket dish. There was. I think is it a tin?
The tea tin and coasters.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why I thought it was going to be Belladonna because of
Yeah.
the coasters. I was like, I don't know. I looked at everything. I pulled everything out. I hadn't pulled out the book. I didn't look at the spoiler card, and I was just like, it's gonna be Belladonna. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Belladonna. And I pulled it out, and it was, and I was like, I've never guessed things before.
Mind reader.
Yay me! So that was exciting. So that was the other thing. And then on Saturday, I was supposed to go to this screening of the new Netflix series. However, when we got to the Castro Theater, there was absolutely no parking anywhere around. And San Francisco is impossible to park at in general. So literally drove around for almost half an hour, and I was just like, it's already been half an hour. I'm not gonna bother. But since I was already in San Francisco, I had been having parking issues, I decided that I was going to go to the bookstore that the Chloe Gvong event is going to be at, so I can make sure I know, like, hey, is there going to be easily available parking, or should I leave really, really early?
Yeah, get here early.
So we went to this bookstore. It's called Books Inc. It's a pretty big shop for like an indie bookstore. I really enjoyed it. One of the cashiers was very cute. And he works in a bookstore, so
hey,
bonus points. Bonus points. I know, right?
Yeah.
But because you can't go into an indie bookstore and not buy a book, that's illegal.
It's against the law.
It's against the law. I bought books. My daughter got I forget what it was. One of those like easy reader books that had like multiple stories in it.
Yeah.
So she's really excited. It was like princesses and their pets or something. So it was all the Disney princesses, and they had like they made up all new pets for them. Like I think one was like a purple whale or something. I don't know. It was very cute. She was very excited about it. So there's that. I obviously went to the YA section, and I found Once Upon a K-Prom by Kat Cho.
Cute.
I have seen this posted all over Instagram, but I didn't know anything about it. I knew that I wanted to read it because first of all, it's really pretty. It's by an AAPI author, and it looks like it'd be cool.
Yeah,
but I read the description, and I was like, I like this as well. It's about this. I think she's a senior, and she's like completely not interested in going to prom. Like everybody's so like, oh my gosh, it's prom, you have to go, and she's like not interested at all. But then her best friend from like childhood, who had made like this promise to her, like we'll go to senior prom together, like many years ago, comes back and is like, okay, I'm ready to go to prom with you. And she's all like she's all conflicted because she doesn't like prom, but also at the same time, he is now like a K-pop star, like BTS level, like K-pop star. And so she's just like, wait, I don't know. So it sounds exciting.
Interesting. Yeah, that sounds really cute.
Yeah, so I'm excited to read that. And then I only got this because it was on sale, and I happened to walk by and see it. I bought Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. It's the book that inspired the musical, and so it's gigantic, but I'll get through it. It'll go on my...
expect a book report.
It's got deckled edges. It's really cool. I love...
So does For the Throne.
Yeah, I love a good deckled edges. Ooh, there's pictures. There's pictures as well.
Hey.
Yeah, so
Is that crusty old white guy?
You mean he doesn't look like Lin-Manuel Miranda? I refuse to read this.
Gotta tell you something about Aaron Burr, too.
Oh, yeah, they're all crusty white men. That's
crusty white dudes everywhere.
Oh, I totally forgot about this when I pulled this up. So, Once Upon a K-Prom, this is just a regular edition, right? Look at this dust jacket.
Oh, that's
There's
cute.
There's a cute little reversible thing on the dust jacket. I did not expect that at all, and it was
very
really
cute.
I just like looked over and happened to see an edge peeking out. I was like, oh yeah.
It's like, wait a second.
So yeah, it's really cute. I'm so excited to read this, but I have so many things that I have to read first. So one day. And that is everything. Question mark, probably, hopefully. We'll go with that. That's everything I wrote down, and that's everything that I can see around me. So yay.
Well, what are you... I know you're not anticipating anything, but I am going to ask anyway.
Tuesday, October 4th, I'm going to meet Chloe Gong! I'm so excited!
This is so exciting.
I am, like, not mentally prepared. I'm so glad I'm taking the whole day off of work.
Yeah, you need to. You should probably take off Wednesday, too, to recover.
Oh man, if I hadn't just taken off. So I actually so our like time off has different buckets. So we have like PTO, we have vacation, and then we have sick. I get 4 PTO days a year. Everything else is under vacation. I use 3 of them for my birthday because it's the week of Thanksgiving, so I only have to take 3 days off.
Right.
I used the 4th one for Chloe.
Oh.
So I'm just like, This feels like a PTO kind of day.
Yeah.
It's not vacation, but I'm so excited. It's gonna be very exciting. And so that's Tuesday. Wednesday is the season 3 premiere of Kung Fu, which is I'm also really excited about.
I still need to tell Josh about that. I think he would like that.
I'm gonna just text Josh
you
myself.
Should.
I'm like, at this point, you've been saying this for like 3
tell
weeks.
You, and she's got a brain the size of a flea.
Watch after this, you'll remember and I'll forget.
Yeah.
Because that's just how life works.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I follow one of the stars on like Instagram, and she's been posting cute little behind this. They went to like a bunch of the cast went to a Backstreet Boys concert together, and I was just
God.
Like, they're all like elder millennials like us, and they were just singing. It was so good.
I love it.
I love it. And I love that they're like actually friends and they hang out together outside of work.
Yeah.
It made me so happy. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. And I'm also really excited for October 27th. I'm so ready.
I know. That will be our last recording of the season.
Season 1 of the Incoherent Fangirl. That is the last day that we will be recording. The episode will come out the following, I think it's like November 4th or something, the following Friday. And then
we love each other.
We love you. We love each other, but we need a break.
You girls need a break. So we're gonna take a break until
January,
mid-January. Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna have our own winter break, and then we'll be back refreshed and happy as ever, and incoherent as ever,
and as incoherent as ever. Yes.
But
yeah, I'm looking forward to that day.
It'll be nice. It's not like we don't talk all the time anyway.
Exactly.
So we're not getting rid of each other.
I'm not breaking up with you. I'm not taking a break from you. I'm taking a break from this microphone.
Yeah.
And the schedule.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to winter
break.
Agreed.
Agreed. Feel like a kid.
Yeah. What else are you looking forward to?
So I'm still looking forward to Stephanie Garber and Shelby Morin talking about the Ballad of Never After. It's tomorrow night now, so I'm gonna do that. I'm not looking forward to going back to work in an office this week because that sucks.
Is it every day?
No, it's just one day a week. But I'm like, you're gonna traumatize my dogs, and for what?
For no reason.
The funny thing is that they've said that it's for team building, but everybody that I work with is in different states, so like.
What team are you trying to build?
Exactly. I mean, the people, like, I get it, and I like all the people like that are there the day that I go, but at the same time I'm like, my dog, I like him better than I like anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't want to leave him.
Boo.
It'll be fine. Still looking forward to the Atlas Paradox, of course. Sunday, my sweet precious angel grandmother she called and said she wants to do a Halloween tea party for us. I know. So it's me and the twins and my 3-year-old niece and my sister and my mom and my grandmother are gonna have like a tea party. I'm super excited. She's so precious. And she is like where I get my love of Halloween from, because she's like spooky, and her favorite movies and books are scary, spooky.
Love.
So like I grew up in that, I guess. So yeah, I'm excited for our little tea party. Yay. And then did I say the Atlas Paradox? No. Yes. The Atlas Paradox comes out at the end of the month. Yeah. Y'all Fest, November 11th and 12th. Still looking forward to that, and my trip to Universal in 2 weeks.
That's a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun stuff. I'm pretty pumped. Can't get here fast enough, even though I'm already exhausted. Just talking to you about coming back from Disneyland, I'm like, I'm gonna have to come back from Universal.
I feel that.
I think it'll wear you out like a theme park.
For real though, but so worth it.
And yeah, I'm also looking forward to October 27th. Yes,
it's gonna be a fun episode too.
It is. I'm excited. We'll announce. We'll talk about that later, but yeah,
it's gonna be fun. Just
we've got a fun, cute little thing coming.
Stay tuned.
I'm back.
All right.
I think that's it.
Awesome.
I have a short little freestyle that just has been on every Disney Facebook group or page that I'm on for the past few days. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to love Hocus Pocus, okay? But if you were expecting Hocus Pocus 2 to be a cinematic masterpiece that rivals Titanic or Avatar or Interstellar or any like really freaking good movies, you need a hobby. This was a straight to stream movie that had a fairly low budget when you consider that it stars Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker. People are so heated about this movie. Is it winning any Oscars? No. Was it a cute movie? Yes. Do I wish I had my time back from it? No. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
It made you laugh. It had a good storyline. There are 3 at the very beginning, without giving away spoilers, because it's literally like the first 5 minutes of the movie. You see the Sanderson sisters as children. Those little girls are such good actors. They perfectly, like, they're perfect as the young sisters. They get the mannerisms right. They're so precious, so talented. You're shitting on these little girls.
Oh my God.
And like, for what? And people are like so up in arms about, like, listen, I don't like Bob Chapek any more than anybody else, but they're like blaming him, blaming the weather. I don't know. It's like,
here's the thing.
Chill out.
The original Hocus Pocus is not some cinematic masterpiece.
It's campy.
It's supposed to be campy and
it's supposed
fun.
to be a cozy, cute little Halloween movie.
It's not supposed to be a cinematic masterpiece.
Like, exactly.
I honestly, like, I like Hocus Pocus well enough. Like, I enjoyed watching it, but also I'm not the kind of person who's gonna watch. It's not a spooky season requirement every year for me.
No, like, I'm the same.
And I honestly, I don't get the hype. It's like, it's cool. It's a cute movie. I don't get why. I don't understand why it is so beloved. Is it a cute movie?
I love it. Yeah, I'm not getting a tattoo for it.
Right.
Like, I think it was like her second Halloween. So she was right at a year old. My sister and I have always done, since my baby niece was born, we've always done like a theme costume with her. So like the first year she was a little skunk and my sister was Bambi and I was Thumper. And then the next year we were the Sanderson sisters because my sister was like, hey, here's a trio. Then we were the Chipettes. And this year we're Isabella and Luisa and Mirabelle. Because she's old enough now that she's like, I'm Isabella.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all do, but she's my favorite and I'm her. But like, I'm not trying to get a tattoo about, any of it, but I love it. I'll watch it every year, but I don't know. These people expected it to be like, it's going to sweep it's going to sweep the floor with anybody else at the Oscars this year. And it's like, for a straight to stream movie that never went to the theater. Are you kidding?
It's also not meant to be an Oscar worthy movie.
Exactly. It's meant to be campy and cute.
It's not meant
and
to
nostalgic.
be winning awards. Yeah, it's supposed to be nostalgic. It's supposed to play off of your nostalgia of the original. Like, it's not meant to be out there winning awards left and right. Like, it's just supposed to be for fun. Like,
so if you're super pressed about this movie, you need, first of all, to calm down. Second of all, to find a hobby, because my lord, it really was not bad. It really was not a bad movie.
Just listen to Taylor. You need to calm down.
You need to calm down.
Yeah, I saw somebody, I haven't watched it yet, because I have had a week. But I saw somebody say that they're gonna treat Hocus Pocus 2 like the cursed child and pretend it doesn't exist.
I saw that too, and I'm like, I don't get that. I don't get it. It really wasn't that bad.
You're gonna tell me that Hocus Pocus 2 has something like making Cedric Diggory a Death Eater level bad?
Or the disrespect of Ron Weasley.
Yeah, like,
disrespectful. No, it didn't do anything like that. The little, what's her name? The little girl is not in it, but it's because the actors had scheduling conflicts. She had already signed on for something else.
Right.
So she couldn't do it.
Right.
But I mean, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and people are crazy.
Yeah, people get really, like, out of hand when it comes to nostalgia movies like this. Like,
Yeah.
you can't possibly be expecting a sequel to a camp movie to be anything but
Right.
camp.
To be groundbreaking.
You just can't.
It's not going to happen.
I feel like that's the way with a lot of things nowadays. Like, people just have such high expectations of everything nowadays.
Right.
Like, can you just go into it with no expectation? This is why I enjoy so many things, because I go into them with no expectations and I'm not disappointed. If you go in, like, what's her name? Like, MJ says in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
If you go into it expecting disappointed, you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, just don't have these high expectations, and then you will live
for
your
a
life
straight to
much
stream
happier.
movie. Like,
much
what?
happier.
And then it's people going into like the Disney annual pass holders Facebook group to talk about it. It's like, this, bro, this is about a theme park. Why are you even here? Why are you even here talking about a movie?
I don't even know. I don't know. It's bonkers. But
So anyways,
I'm with you.
That's
like,
my freestyle. Is
y'all need to calm
if that
down.
was your expectation, then I am sorry for your life.
I need you to
calm
get off the computer.
Down. Yep.
Take a step outside,
away. Touch some grass.
Breathe in some fresh-ish air.
Touch grass. Pet a dog.
Pet a dog.
Read a book.
Oh my god! Just
go back in episodes, and we've got plenty of recommendations for good books.
Honestly, truly, we do. We
step away from the Disney Plus.
Truly, please
step away.
Come on, people. Come on. Let's be better than this.
Yes.
I guess that's asking too much nowadays.
Yeah.
Good lord.
It's always a Florida man.
Are you ready?
Tears for the spiel, George Bailey.
It's spiel time.
Spiel time.
All right, friends. If you enjoyed this episode. I'm doing real well, as you can tell. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you are listening to us. You can also follow us on social media. We're at The Incoherent Fangirl on Instagram and TikTok, at Incoherent Girls on Twitter, because they're the worst.
Ooh, you're the worst. Burr.
The worst. Side note, I was recently told by Joanna that she has now started saying "you're the worst, Burr" whenever she says "you're the worst," and it's because of me, and I'm very proud of this fact. Because I do. I say it all the time. I'll be like, "You're the worst, Burr," and that's just, it makes me very happy.
Before we went into the cursed haunted trail, one of the twins was like, "If I swear, I apologize. No need for further action."
I love it. Oh my gosh. Anyways, we're getting off track because that's what we do.
It's incoherent.
Please also like our Facebook page, and then after that, head over to our website, theincoherentfangirl.com, where you can also stream all of our episodes as well as read our blog, which has many things that we have written.
Many things. I've got so many more arcs. I got like 3 more this week.
I know.
I haven't requested any more, but they keep coming. So more reviews are coming.
Yeah. I got a new one sent to me. Luckily it doesn't come out until January.
Yeah.
But I have 2 that are like pub date 10/11. I'm like, oh god, I gotta read that this week.
I think I do too, actually.
Good times.
Yeah. So, and I'm reading Kingdom of the Wicked. Kingdom of the Feared, but here we are. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. So there's lots on the blog. And if you are one of those people who need to calm down and go read a book, plenty of recommendations there, y'all. Plenty of recommendations.
They're everywhere.
You can also stream all of our episodes on YouTube. They are audio only because eventually we'll be using YouTube for Patreon exclusives such as full video episodes and bonus content. I swear we will have this sorted out by the time next season starts. Yep. I promise. I'll figure it out. It's just been chaotic over here. But since we won't be recording for like 3 months, we'll have time to sort that out.
We'll have time to, yeah.
Yes. And speaking of Patreon, before we get that all sorted out, if you have any suggestions for Patreon perks or suggestions for the podcast, questions, concerns, comments, you want to tell us that we're pretty, just send us an email.
Yeah.
The incoherentfangirl@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.
We're always taking compliments.
Absolutely. We would also love it if you left a review on whatever platform you are listening to us on, and then send us an email letting us know you left the review wherever it is, because we are both iPhone users, which means we listen to podcasts on Apple Podcasts and forget that other ones exist. So let us know where to go. And she is at Mandy Perv on all the things.
And she is at Ms. Made in China on all the things.
And we're awesome and also need
Yes.
attention. So please tell us we're pretty.
We're
Thanks.
like Tinkerbell. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
compliment us, we'll die. If you don't give us attention, we'll die.
Yep.
Don't be
And
murderers.
don't do it. Give us attention. This is why we do this. We need
Yep.
attention, okay?
Starving.
And we would also love to send some of that attention to our internet besties. Yay! We
Yay!
love them. You can make a stop over at herecomesthenerd.com. Use code FANGIRL to get 20% off your first order.
Or you can head over to you can head over to onceuponabookclub.com and use code Mandy10 for 10% off.
And then, after you have gotten those goodies, you can head over to noveltychest.com. That is novel like a book, tea like the drink, chest.com. Use code FANGIRL5 and you'll get 5% off your monthly subscription.
And last but certainly not least, head over to grimoiretea.com and use code FANGIRLT for 10% off. But remember, there's no I in fangirl around here. It's FANGRLTEA.
Yay! We
Yay,
love our
besties. We
internet
love
besties.
you.
And we love you. Thank you for listening.
Yes,
Yay.
thank you.
That was the
Very
very
incoherent.
incoherent fan. I like that we were on the same page because I was definitely going there too. That's
We
all.
love you.
Bye.
Bye.
We are sponsored by our friends at Here Comes the Nerd. Pins, stickers, magnets, and more. Here Comes the Nerd has happy art for all fandom-loving hearts. New customers can use coupon code FANGIRL during checkout for 20% off their first order at herecomesthenerd.com. Coupon applies to ready-to-ship items only.